Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the 40K Cafe, and thank you, Hammock Paints, for the request. As per the comments request, today we will be going over one of my favorite characters in all of 40K, Tarik Torgadden. We first learn of Tarik Torgadden as a loyalist captain of the Luna Wolves, which would later become the Sons of Horus. Already holding a high position amongst the Legion, he is also then later discovered to be part of the Mournival. The Mournival were personally selected Space Marines, 4 of them to be exact, in order to serve as Horus's generals, confidants, and advisors. One of my favorite traits of Tarik Torgadden was that he was known to be different amongst the Astartes. He liked to make jokes, he liked to lighten the mood, and he liked to make pranks amongst his fellow brothers. For me, that was something nice and refreshing amongst the lore of 40K, and something different that you don't normally see amongst the Astartes. I also truly appreciated it due to the fact that I thought that it brought out some of the humanity that lies within an Astartes. Now, when one of the Mournival needed to be replaced, Lokan was selected as the newly appointed Mournival member. Torgadden would go on to make Garviel feel more comfortable and welcome amongst the Mournival and his newly appointed position. He would serve as both mentor and friend to Garviel, as well as inserting a few jokes, always addressing to his characteristic of how straight up and down Lokan was. Tarik Torgadden was also a known member of the Warrior Lodges, and he was the one to actually personally invite Lokan to join them, expressing that it was a way for the Battle Brothers to get to know each other better and feel more comfortable without rank or status affecting them. Now, fast forward to when Horus Lupercal was mortally wounded and brought back to the Vengeful Spirit, many of the people would come to gaze upon the fallen Primarch and the Astartes that were carrying him. The Astartes would go on to batter away the bystanding civilians that were impeding them from going to their objective and to get to the apothecary. Tarik would disapprove of these actions and wouldn't want to take part in any of the conversation that was pretty much stating that the Astartes murdered civilians. While many of the Astartes in the Warrior Lodges deemed that it was necessary to batter them away, Tarik strongly disagreed, and it was this action that actually led to him quitting the Warrior Lodge. Additionally, when the Astartes were discussing what to do with their fallen Primarch and where to go to heal him, the decision was made to go to Davin. Tarik strongly disagreed with this as it didn't sit right with him. As we know it though, Horus would be resurrected on Davin's moon, and thus his plan to overthrow the Emperor would begin. After Davin, the influence and use of chaos would grow much more rampant throughout the Legion. Tarik, like many of his battle brothers, would disagree with these actions, and would refuse to follow in the service of any of the ruinous powers. Tarik's refusal to bend to the flow of the new changes of things would actually end up causing him to be distrusted by his brothers. He would be outcasted from the Mournival and was labeled as loyalist to the Emperor rather than loyal to Horus. It were these actions that led to Tarik being personally selected to go on to Isstvan III so that the traitor forces may purge their ranks of any loyalist units. Tarik would survive the virus bombings and go on with Lokan to lead the remaining loyalist forces on Isstvan III to strike a heavy blow and resistance against the traitor legions. With Tarik's help and leadership, the loyalist forces on Isstvan III were able to hold off the traitor legions for months on end. On the last day of the climactic battle of Isstvan III, Tarik and Lokan would receive word from their former Mournival brothers. Ezekiel Abaddon and Horus Aximan would finally make planetfall and lead the remaining forces of the traitor legions against the remaining loyalists. Tarik and Lokan would devise a plan to ambush their former Mournival brothers, with the hopes and anticipation of slaying them and striking a massive blow to Horus's leadership and command structure. Aximan, Abaddon, Lokan, and Torgadden would meet one last time before engaging in single combat. Lokan challenging Abaddon, and Torgadden challenging Aximan. Unfortunately, both Lokan and Tarik Torgadden would be defeated, Lokan being buried under rubble and surviving another day, but Torgadden would be decapitated by Horus Aximan. These circumstances and events would break the psyche of Tarik's long friend, Lokan, but with time, Tarik's consciousness, or spirit, however you would like to look at it, would actually remain with Lokan, communicating with him and helping him get past the trials and tribulations that haunted him from Isstvan III, allowing Lokan to rejoin the fight years to come. As I said, Tarik Torgadden is one of my favorite characters, especially Space Marines, in 40K. He brings a sense of humanity to the cold killing machines that we're so accustomed to, as well as adding humor to his personality, and that's what I like about him. He's not a machine, he has personality. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you want to hear next. and follow for more.